online where all you pay for are the phone calls. Very nice, very generous. But there is evidence that some subscribers are having difficulty getting through to cancel AOL when the free period's up and end up getting charged for it. Some are also then having trouble uninstalling AOL software and therefore having trouble installing other ISP services. Matt Peacock's here from AOL. How do you plead? You've got this 99-hour free trial, and then if you can't get through on the phone line to cancel it, then is the problem.
We're pretty concerned about some of the emails you've received this morning because we handle about 5 to 6 million customer calls on our free phone helpline to our customer services each year.
All complaints?
No. Fine.
Yeah.
Mostly actually fixing issues that aren't necessarily around AOL. It's about computer issues, but it's a free phone helpline as part of the service. Every now and then, of course, there's always the potential for someone to contact us and request that we cancel the free trial offer, and it slips through the cracks. And for that, we unreservedly apologise. One of the things I want to do is to look at what the customers who've contacted you are saying and establish whether there is anything more that we can do to make the process more transparent and more straightforward for them.
I suppose answering the phone quicker is the way. We've just 15 minutes got some very dubious kind of adult-orientated rock for about 13 minutes, and then I had to come down to the studio, so they weren't answering. However, there is the other issue. Once you get rid of AOL, it is not a trivially easy business to get rid of it off your computer and start again with another ISP provider, because it does things to the system.
I have to say I find this slightly mystifying. The first thing is you don't actually have to uninstall AOL to stop using AOL. AOL uses Microsoft Windows default, so when you install it, it sits on your computer and connects to AOL. It's perfectly possible to put another ISP, another internet service provider, on top of AOL. Yeah. I have 12 on my computer. They all work just fine, so there should be no need to actually remove AOL from the system. If you want to, it is actually fairly straightforward. If you find it difficult, that's why we have a free phone helpline.
Okay. Right, it's relatively simple, and there's a free phone helpline. In which case, why did Alan Stevens have trouble? Now, he's head of digital services, this fella, at the Consumers Association. He knows his megabytes from his RAMs. Alan, tell us the problems you had.
Well, I tried out the AOL unmetered service in January, and I spent about 8 hours on the line trying to uninstall it, unfortunately, and eventually the technical support person told me there was nothing he could do. I had to reformat my hard disk, reinstall all the software that I had. Fortunately, I am fairly technical, as you say. I do know what I'm doing. But my wife's business, for example, suffered. She was offline for several days, and I'm not unique in having this problem.
Okay, well, see, I was beginning to believe you this morning. Go on, then. Go on.
Why did you have to uninstall AOL?
Because the dial-up software, the dial-up networking that the AOL system used was different to the one I used for other ISPs, and it wouldn't work. I talked to your technical helpline. They said what you need to do is uninstall AOL and reinstall the other networking, and I couldn't do it, and they said they couldn't help me.
Had you installed AOL as the default internet service provider? Do you remember?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, Matt. Yes, I had this the default. Unfortunately, it damaged everything so badly on my machine, I had to reformat.
Alan, I'd like to apologise for the fact you've had that experience, because that's unacceptable. While I understand how you feel about it, what I would say is this is extremely rare for you to have encountered this. The vast majority of our members, nearly 30 million people worldwide, are using this software. And they do not have these problems. A significant proportion of them actually have several ISPs on their machines with no problems. I mean, I do, as an example.
Alan, so do you get the feeling you're alone, or at least a rare case?
I may be a rare case, but funnily enough, someone else in my office had exactly the same problem. And when I searched the internet, I found quite a lot of examples, albeit mostly in the States, with exactly the same problem. Now, I know that there are millions of happy AOL customers, but there are some very unhappy AOL customers too.
Okay, Alan, the trouble is, Matt, the way it's marketed is, A, this is a cheap system, B, it's terribly easy. And in fact, you don't get anything for nothing when it comes down to it, and neither really is it that simple. Now, you market it as being dead easy, and that lovely woman in all the AOL bra or whatever it is she's wearing comes on, Connie. It's not that easy. People will have trouble. You need some technical knowledge.
Well, the service, in terms of using the service, is extremely easy. I mean, it's unquestionably the easiest in the world. I mean, that's one of the great attractions of AOL to mass market consumers, is that you can go from no knowledge of the internet or computers whatsoever to being online within about 5 minutes. Uninstalling AOL is also straightforward, but we have a free phone technical helpline for people who have problems with it. That's the whole point of the service.
Okay. Why can't you cancel this AOL free trial actually on the net? Why do you have to wait for a 20-minute phone line? That seems a bit sharp to me.
You can cancel it online, and this is one of the things that I'm going to go and look at, whether we're making it clear enough to our members that you can cancel by email, by fax, by letter, or by free phone. Now, clearly, members who've tried to get through on the phone are having problems, but you can cancel by email. Maybe we're not making that clear enough. We need to look at it again.
Okay. Matt, thanks very much. Alan, thanks very much for your time too. Thanks, gentlemen. Let's have some market news now. We've heard about the merger. What else is going on?